Don't worry, Met fans. Everything's going to be all right when it comes to the Met prospects that are playing fairly every day for the Mets, Beatty and Francisco Alvarez, and we're going to talk about it in this video starting right now. Mets had an off day on Monday after a 7-3 road trip to California. They played 3 games in Oakland, which they swept. They took 2 out of 3 from the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they split a 4-game series against the San Francisco Giants. Biggest concern coming home now is the health of this team, in particular this pitching staff, and in particular the starting staff. Obviously, the 10-game suspension of Max Scherzer doesn't help, but Mets don't have Jose Quintana until after the All-Star break. Justin Verlander is not quite ready to come back from his injury situation. And some of the stars haven't been pitching all that well. David Peterson's been pretty lousy. That's the real negative of this road trip. A thing of concern, which you shouldn't be concerned about, has been the performance of Brett Beatty and Francisco Alvarez. Now, over the last week or so, the Mets have been calling up young players, in particular Brett Beatty, who has not looked, in my view, overwhelmed. The numbers don't look that great. We'll go through the numbers right now. In 6 games, he's had 21 at-bats, 22 plate appearances, 5 hits, no extra base hits, and 2 runs batted in. OPS plus of 45. Let me say this again. An OPS plus of 45. Now, it's only been 6 games. He's basically getting his feet wet. He's got 238 average, and his wins above replacement is 0. So even though he's not done much, it hasn't been no positive nor negative. So it's 0. I thought, and just I don't know what you think, I think that he has looked pretty good offensively in that he looks like he hit lefties. And the Mets have seen a lot of lefties. I don't feel like he's been overwhelmed. I also don't think that he's been overwhelmed at the plate. I think for him, it's probably putting a little pressure on himself, but more it's about the result. I don't think he's getting the results yet. We know that he had a great spring training. He had a great start to his AAA season, to where he had an OPS of over 1,200. He put up incredible numbers, incredible power numbers. Was hitting home runs like crazy, driving in runs like crazy. He needs a little more time, obviously, to sort of settle in here. Let's start their homestand tomorrow against a really bad team, the Nationals. And then they play the Braves this weekend. I was going through the Mets' schedule. After these games on this homestand, they go to Detroit. They play the Rockies. They play the Nationals again. There are not a lot of great teams the Mets are going to be going up against over the next 2 weeks, other than the Braves. So the Mets are going to have an ability to really get a lot of wins over the next few weeks and to get their batting averages in better shape than it's been. But we need to be patient with Beatty. I think we're all clamoring to have him here when the season starts. He's here. Let's obviously give him some time. I think we're going to give him a lot of time, and I think he's going to do a very good job. Now, Francisco Alvarez, the Mets' number 1 prospect, in 8 games for the Mets and 27 at-bats. He's got 0 walks, 4 hits, 1 home run, which he hit on Sunday night against the Giants. He tied the game up late. He's driven 2 runs. His OPS plus is 11. Let me say this again. His OPS plus is 11. He's got a 0.3 wins above replacement. His batting average is 148. But I would say the at-bats, the quality of the at-bats look much better. They look pretty good on this road trip. But obviously, he is a young player. He's the youngest really player the Mets have at this level. And you can tell that he's put a lot of pressure on himself offensively. He's had quite a few opportunities to break games open with the bases loaded. They know his weaknesses already. You know one thing. Don't throw him anything up. Because if you saw the game on Sunday, he crushed the ball above his head. So that tells you he's got a tremendous power. They say that hitters, especially right-handed hitters, if they can hit the high ball, they have a very fast bat. And if they're most low ball hitters as right-handed bats do not have a lot of bat speed there. On average, it's always average. But you can see the tremendous power that he has. So you see the way they're pitching him away, they're pitching him down. Once he settles in offensively, I'm talking about an all-star here. Now defensively, he's been very impressive. He's been extremely impressive in that I don't feel like he's overwhelmed defensively. And you're going to see some pass balls and some wild pitches. But sometimes that's on the pitcher. But he calls a good game. I don't feel like the running game has overwhelmed him. As you know, base runners usually steal on the pitcher. He does a good job. His rapport with the pitchers. I have not heard any complaints about how he interacts with the pitchers. There's no sort of, I don't want to catch that. I don't want to pitch to him. We haven't heard anything about that. So I think with him, he needs to settle in too. It might take him a little bit longer based on his age. He's a younger player, and but I think he's going in the right direction. Really, Beatty and Alvarez are going in the right direction. Thankfully, this team is a good team, and they're able to win, and we'll see how their development moves along. But this is very exciting. I know you're excited to see them play. I'm excited. But, I'm going to see some growing pains. Very few players come up like Pete Alonso. Very few players come up, like, for instance, Mike Piazza when he was with the Dodgers. So you're going to see some growing pains with these two. But once they get going, there's going to have a lot of offense and more coming. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. Leave comments. Thank you, and I'll see you later.